What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be installing a passenger side engine mount. Now, a lot of the time with these mounts people end up replacing them after having some vibration or some movement or some noise. Now I haven't necessarily noticed any of that, or at least not majorly. There has been a little bit of extra movement, but nothing crazy. I inspected it the other day with a torch and you can sort of see that there's a bit of wear and tear. Sort of like my inner CV boots, where they weren't totally broken, but they were sort of on the way out or getting to that point where if I didn't sort of do it soon, then there'd be more issues. So I've got them out here from Melbourne. I think I got it from Jefferson Ford, Bayford Ford, I don't know. One of the Ford sort of parts dealers via like eBay or something. Cost me $100, couple $100, I got no idea. I'll have it linked in the description down below if you guys need one. But yeah, just gonna try and get the car lifted. Not gonna use the quick jacks for this one, just gonna use a normal scissor jack and then get the sort of hydraulic trolley lift underneath to sort of give pressure to the engine. I've got like a rubber sort of coupling thing here. Oh, one of these ones. So I'll have that sitting on top, just so it's obviously not metal on metal because I don't want to crack my sump. And then yeah, once the engine's sort of lifted up, I'll show you guys how to take the bracket out and the original mount, and then how to put the new one in. So let's get to it. So the very first thing that I will be doing before I actually lift the car up at all and get the hydraulic jack or lift underneath the engine is actually inspecting my current mount. Now, again, I wasn't 100% sure that this needed doing. I had a little look last night and took the coolant tank out, and it definitely does need replacing, but I honestly wasn't too sure. I sort of just ordered it because it was on a sale from Jefferson or Bayford Ford. Can't remember which one it was, but I just ordered it because I thought, it might need doing. The car is getting older. I've got to change over the coolant hoses and a few other different things. You know, it's wear and tear. It's going to be a 16-year-old car soon. So if I just carefully lift this out of the way for you guys, up and out, if it'll come loose from up the back. Yeah, there we go. And I flop it over. I don't know if it's going to sit there. Okay, it might sit there. Alright, we got that. Cool. So I'll get my torch and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it is I don't know if the word's protruding to one side, but yeah, it's pretty puffed up, and obviously it's not meant to be like that. There's also some sort of micro tearing down in there, which isn't very good. So yeah, it definitely needs replacing. I was sort of on the fence about even doing it because, yeah, trying to set it all up yesterday was a bit of a mission, but I've figured out how to do it and do it safely and properly. But yeah, it definitely needs doing. I assume the one on the passenger side, which I believe is underneath the battery, also needs doing. And then I probably need to do the torque mount as well. So it's just a bunch of maintenance stuff that, you know, I probably should have done sooner, but I'm just getting to it now because obviously I'm going to be looking at putting a bit more power in the car, so I want to make sure everything is running smoothly and everything's sort of refreshed and up to date. But yeah, this mount is well and truly cooked. So I'm gonna take this bracket off first. We'll get that out the way, and then we'll get the car lifted just a little bit to get the jack under, and then we'll lift the engine up so that we can take this old mount out. I have loosened this bolt right here, so it should come undone pretty easily. Yeah, it's already loose, so I just cracked it before. Yeah, I'm just gonna spin it out by hand just because it's easier. Feels like it's pretty much there. Alright, so there we go. That's one of the bolts holding it in, so it's lined up where it needs to be. I'll probably see where it is. I have added, it's a bit hard for you guys to see, but like a little bit of like a paint pen mark just on the outer edge so I know where to line it up when I put everything back together. So I'm just going to do the bolt on the rear, which is the same process. It's not too exciting. I'll try and film it if I can and find a decent camera angle with the coolant tank in the way. And then once we've got that off, I will get the hydraulic trolley jack underneath the car. We will lift up the engine and take these two vertical bolts out and inspect the old mount. Okay, so to put it kindly, this bolt up the rear was a bit of a prick to get out. I had to well and truly, yeah, yank it with my King Chrome socket set to get it out. It was in there like nothing else, which is understandable because it's designed to obviously hold the engine up. So not easy by any means, but she's out. So now that that's out the way, we can sort of see where these two grooves are. There's one there up the back near that weird looking sort of hose, and then there's one here at the front, so that's sort of where it lines up and where it's meant to sit, so it's in the exact position. So I'm just getting a good idea of where it's sort of sitting now and recording it, so when I put everything back I make sure it goes in the right space. But this should just sort of pull up now and come out the way. There we go, finally out of the car. Chuck that down there, and here is the mighty engine mount. Look at the state of the poor thing. Absolutely cooked beyond comprehension. So yeah, definitely needed doing. So now we have to raise the engine to support obviously the car, the engine, and the mount, so it doesn't just go drop. Yeah, I've got my hydraulic sort of trolley jack behind me, and I found a bit of timber, so that should do the trick just to lift it and get it up high enough. And then we can take this old one out, line up the new one, put it in, and should be happy days. So yeah, once I get this fully out of the car, I'll do a comparison and show you guys this old one and the new one, just to show you what a new mount should look like, or what your mount should look like really. Obviously should not look anything like this one. So let's get to it. So I now have the hydraulic trolley jack underneath the car, and I've got a timber board sort of right in the center of it, or might have to move it over a little bit, but it's basically in the center, just so the sump is evenly sort of being lifted. I was going to do it with like a rubber sort of jacking point puck, but I thought probably won't lift it up sort of consistently across the board. So I found this, I don't know, cutting board laying around that's kind of old, don't really use it, so figured why not use that, because it'll be the most effective way to lift it up. So just have to try and get the extension handle in there without smacking my splitter, and yeah, just lift the engine up enough so I've got some leeway to actually loosen these bolts off and have the engine being held, and then obviously, yeah, make sure I've got enough tension on it that it won't drop or have much movement, and then I can take this old one out and put the new one in. I'm not 100% sure what size these bolts are. I don't know if they're 15 mil as well. I'll double check. Yeah, there you go. So they're 15 mil as well. So I guarantee these will be on pretty damn tight. So might take a little bit of pushing and shoving to get them off. But yeah, just gonna lift this up now, and then once the engine's lifted I can take the old one out and I can show you the old and new one as a comparison, because it is a pretty big difference. Alright, so we've lifted the engine up just enough. I got Dad in here to help me with these Sid Chrome tools, because the King Chrome didn't have enough balls. So we're just gonna take these two bolts out, the 15s, out of the engine itself. I also got a paint pen to mark where the mount should line back up. Pretty long thread, understandably.
And the thread lengths are different, aren't they, between this?
Yeah, well, I've got
set to the engine and set to the chassis roll.
Yeah, I've got them put to a side.
That's a fair thread.
Yeah. Okay, that should... Oh, okay, I thought they'd come out by hand.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. It's just a bit tight. Sort of stuck. Alright, there's one of them, and then we'll just take out the other one.
Well, look at the length difference between them.
Yeah, well, that's the chassis bolt and that's the engine mount bolt. They're different, but I'll take out this other bolt, and then once that other bolt's out, I will take out the mount and I'll show you the before and after of the old versus the new one. Alright, so I've lifted the engine up just a tad more to sort of loosen this bracket up and out. Yeah. There we go. So
Out with the old.
Yeah, that's what it's meant to look like, sort of sitting in the center like this new one here with a round indent, and obviously like hard or sort of solid in the middle, not as munted or cooked as that. So that is the OG mount, I reckon. I don't think it's ever been done, not by the look of it. So just got to line the new one up and get all the bolts in, and then we'll lower it and take it for a drive once we're done. Now here are the two mounts. So I'll move this one to a side. This is the old one that was in the Focus. Now since it's out of the car now, it doesn't seem to be as puffed up as what it once was, obviously, since there's not as much pressure. But it shouldn't have, you know, the micro tearing or be so squishy and dense and sort of munted or cooked, as you will. So yeah, glad to finally get it out the car. Again, it's probably the factory mount. I don't think it's ever been changed. I highly doubt it has anyway. This car's got quite a few sort of rubber links, mounts and things that I needed to change over this year. So it's going to be a very big year for maintenance on the XR5, but I don't mind that. Plenty of content. You know, it's stuff that either you can do yourself or a mechanic can do for you, and it's stuff that everyone needs to do. So yeah, hopefully these videos are helpful for you guys. But yeah, that's the old one. So pretty worn, pretty torn. And then here's the new one. So much better, a lot smoother. The plastic isn't as sort of harsh. So yeah, I think this is a brand new replacement one. Bayford Ford or Jefferson Ford, as I said earlier. I'm not too sure on which one I got it from, but yeah, made in France, so direct replacement, so should do the trick. Just need to yeah, set the car up again, get this in, do it by hand with the bolts, lower it, make sure everything's lined up, and then I will tighten everything up, and hopefully it'll be as good as gold. Again, I haven't noticed a heck of a lot of sort of vibrations. A lot of people, when they change these mounts over, seem to get a lot of sort of vibrations or movement. I didn't notice a heck of a lot. I don't know if it's because this just isn't super duper warm, but it was sort of getting close to it, a bit like what my inner CV boots were like before I got them changed. So I just wanted to preemptively just get it done, because it's obviously holding up a lot of the weight of the engine, and with it making more power, it's going to be a lot more movement. So yeah, just need to get this in, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so we had to basically jack the engine up to you know, NASA moon, just to get this bracket in. I sort of scuffed up my timing belt cover, but you know, it is what it is. I have got the bolts back in, or the sort of bracket, new engine mount back in where it needs to be. I've lined it up to make sure it was alright with my paint markings, so I'm glad I did that, otherwise I'd have absolutely no clue where it's meant to go. I've tightened these up enough, but I just have to torque them up to spec, and then I will take the trolley jack out from underneath the car. We'll then get the bracket over top, make sure it's lined up once more, put the bracket in, lock it down, and then that should be it. Okay, so I've just torqued these bolts up beforehand. These go to 115 Newton meters, and then the ones that go into the chassis rail go to 90. So just gonna adjust this to 90 on my little device here. So go all the way down to 90. Oh, got a bit too far. Alright, so once we get it to about 90 odd, we'll get it on there, and then we'll torque them to that spec. So 15 mil again. Alright, there's that one. We got this one up here at the back. Alright, so, oops, knocked over a can. So, 90 mil for these ones, 115 for these that go into the block. So, now that that's done, I should be able to put the coolant tank back, put the hoses back, and yeah, should be good as gold. Okay, so that was the driver side engine mount install on my XR5 Turbo. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it was easy to follow. I tried my best to show every single part and make it sort of step by step, just so if you decide to do it at home by yourself, it's straightforward and easy. Again, make sure if you're sort of marking that mount and trying to get an idea of where it goes, use a paint pen or something just so it's sort of in the right spot. There will be a sort of marking line if it's the original as to where exactly it will go, so do follow that as well to make sure it's in the right spot, and you should be good as gold. So didn't get the intercooler pipes done today, but they will be in the next video anyway. I'll probably get them done later tonight once it's a bit cooler, because it's a little bit warm now, so I might sort of wait till it cools down. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.